Am I in the wrong for outing my old best friend for lying about her age? Get ready with me, story time edition. So my old best friend, we used to be extremely close, we were just friends when this happened, just friends, not besties anymore. She told me not long ago that she had a new girlfriend and I was so happy for this woman, so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So I was trying to guess who it was and she just wouldn't tell me. I was thinking, okay, privacy, you know what I mean, keep it to yourself, that is fine. So I haven't really thought much of it until my other friend comes round to my house and she shows me this girl in my friend's comment section. And they definitely weren't just friends, okay? They were talking like in another language, flirting, saying, my wife, you know what I mean? I love you, she's mine, obsessed, all that kind of stuff. Relationship level stuff. So I stumbled my way onto this girl's profile. I didn't stumble, I ran there, okay? Because I was so excited to find out who this was. Now when I clocked on to who this girl was and had a good look, I realised that this girl is a lot older than my friend. So I didn't say anything to the girl. I went over to my friend and I asked her straight away, how old is this girl? She looks a lot older than you and you've just turned 16. My friend replied and she said, don't worry, there's no nonsense going on. I don't know what it is, but the camera makes her look a lot older than she is, okay? So I realised that this girl has tattoos. Now, like I said, my friend is 16. You have to be over 18 to get tattoos, and she has more than one. So I said, but she has tattoos. You have to be over 18 and you're 16. And she didn't reply. She just basically said, yeah, she has got tattoos. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Sort of avoiding the question. The more and more I looked at this girl's account and my friend's replies were weird, the more I got worried. So, out of the benefit for both people involved, I texted her girlfriend and I said, hi, how old are you? She came back with 23, why? I was shocked. To my core, shock. Like, what? So I asked, are you dating my friend? I obviously said her name because she would know, and she was like, what's this got to do with you? I was like, well, you're flirting in her comments and she's 16. And she said, ever heard of flirty banter? I said, that is not flirty banter, and I know she's been round to your house. You guys are holding hands in pictures and I know you guys have done stuff. I said multiple times in those messages that she was 16, and then she said, what is your end game with this? I said, I'm trying to let you know how old she is. You are 23 and you're saying you know, that's even worse. She said, she is fucking 18. I said, no, she's not. Like I've told you many times, she is 16. It is not the first time she has lied about her age. She said that my friend's mum knew, and now I'm very close with my friend's mum. So the first thing I did was, right, okay, I'm going to message her because I'm sure she does not know that she's 23. So I messaged her, I let her know, and she was completely unaware. She said she'd deal with it. I gave her every part of information she would need, and now I'm being ignored by my friend. So please let me know if I'm in the wrong in this one, because in my opinion, I was protecting my friend and the other person involved in the situation, and it is very unsafe to be in that kind of situation, especially when they actually, yeah. So please let me know if you think I'm in the wrong for this, because I don't know why I'm being ignored. I love you, thanks for watching, bye.
Story time about how I got caught with a guy in my room. So this was based off in October of 2024. So not that long ago. And this boy is now my ex-boyfriend. So yeah. I needed to get that all off my chest that this is my ex-boyfriend and I despise him now. That's why I'm making this video. So this boy used to always, and I mean always, sneak into my house all the time. And we were dating for under a month, so he would be over almost like every weekend, like maybe even more than that. Like it was so bad. But me and him were just hanging out. I think he came over around like probably 12. That was normal at the time. And whenever he would sneak in my house, he would stay until it got bright outside. So around 6, that's how long he would stay. Like he was there all night long. He was there obviously until like for like hours. It's like basically like a sleepover. That's basically what it was. And we would just like we would never do anything. Like we would just like lay and like we would mostly sleep or like watch a movie. Like it was nothing like bad. Like we would just be sleeping, maybe a little bit making out, but like that was all. Like it was either sleeping, making out, or watching a movie. But I don't remember any of the movies that me and him watched. And the TV is really loud, like really freaking loud. blasting, because obviously when you're sneaking someone in or someone's in your house, you want it to be like, you want a noise. The TV was really freaking loud, but I didn't think it was loud, and so I just like, and then it was a movie playing at first, obviously, but then it just turned into music, and the music was just on the whole entire time. He's been there so many times that like I just didn't think anything of it. Little do I know that my dad can hear the TV across the house, because his room is across the house from my room, so I didn't think anything of it. I should have thought something of it, because his room heard my TV, which means it's loud, and obviously I'm not paying attention to the TV, and so I don't realize how loud it is. We're now around 3 a.m. and my dad walks into this room. And let me just clarify to you, at this time when he walks in, me and my boyfriend at the time were not doing anything. I promise you, we were probably like just like talking on the bed. Like, we were not doing anything. Just wanted to put that out there. Nothing was happening. My dad walks in and he was like, he wanted to see if I was awake, and I propped my head up. First bad decision. And he's like, and then he opens the door all the way and sees my TV on and the window open, because normally I don't like shut the door, I don't like close the window or anything. So he saw the window open. He's like, you left again. And I'm like, yeah, I just said that because like he can just leave. Nope, he did not leave. He saw, like, my boyfriend at the time went under the sheets, obviously, and he pulled off the sheets, threatened him that he was gonna hit him with the bat, and made him leave, obviously. And he left a bunch of stuff at my house. Well, not a bunch, but like he left stuff at my house because he was freaked out and left. He was gonna come back for them, but he's like, no. And so he left, and my dad, like, he just didn't say anything to me, and I was like really scared. I woke up the next day, like I literally hid my iPad under my bed, because I normally use that when I'm grounded. So I hid it under my bed so he didn't take my phone, and if he did, I would just get my iPad. And so I was on call with him the whole entire time he was walking home, because he was freaking out, I was freaking out, everyone was freaking out. And the next morning comes around, and like I said, me and my dad did not say a word. I literally kept myself in my room, because I knew that like my stepmom knew. Like, I just like did not want to come out because I knew I was gonna get yelled at, and my dad didn't say anything to me. I did not come out until my mom was coming to pick me up. But the thing is, my mom didn't know what happened either, and she texts me and she's like, your dad just told me he needed to talk to me about something. And I'm just like, oh, so my mom doesn't even know. And so I'm like, I straight up just told her. I was just like, well, this happened and blah 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 blah. Like, I didn't care. And so whenever my dad would say something, she wouldn't care as much. You know what I'm trying to put out there. And now, sad enough to say, I have an alarm set for my window. So no more of those activities, even though I stopped those activities since that happened, because I've been too scared. But funny thing is, my dad told me to write an apology letter and my consequences, and I said I will not see him anymore. And my mom let me see him that next whole entire week. So it's a win-win, and I never got grounded, so we're fine. That's my story time. Didn't get grounded, so it doesn't matter.
One day after school, I went out to smoke a fag. Obviously, I wasn't allowed to smoke fags, so I used to go and pretend that I was going to the shop and walk the long way all around the blocks. So I set off on my route. I'm walking, I'm smoking, I've got my AirPods in, the music's on 100% volume. All of a sudden, I feel someone grab me and cover my mouth. At this point, my life flashes before my eyes and I think, yep, I'm getting kidnapped. I'm gonna die. In a matter of seconds, I'm gonna be dead. Trying to see who the fuck has literally tried to kidnap me, because I was walking and then there was like a turn to go this way or you could go straight. And this person has nabbed me this way. I've come off the path that I was walking. So I finally managed to turn my head and see who the fuck has just put me in this headlock. And it's this absolute cunt I know. We're acquaintances and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you fucking nuts? And he's got a fucking balaclava on. A balaclava on. What am I meant to think? I'm thinking, well, shit, I'm getting trafficked. Whilst I'm mouthing off, he's not saying anything. He's just looking by where I was walking, where he grabbed me from, and he just points. I turn my head. Please tell me why I look up and all I see is a fucking firework go pshh, literally where I was walking. Like, it would have hit me, and that's why he tried to kidnap me. Out of the way. Right, at this point, I'm fucking seething. So I turn the corner to see who the fuck just tried to attack me and blow me up with a firework. Why are the culprits year sixes? Year sixes in their primary school uniform. When I tell you I fucking hate my area, I fucking hate my area. How the fuck do year sixes stumble across fireworks? And even if they happen to do so, how the fuck do they know how to spark them off and even think to shoot them? An innocent girl like me. So that is the story of how I almost got attacked by year sixes and a firework. Also, the same boy that saved me on this occasion, me and him had a row like a year later and he shot a firework at me, but I moved out of the way and it didn't hit me. So to this day, I'm still not yet a victim of a firework, but I've been very fucking too fucking close. And so firework season traumatizes me in my area.
Let's talk about my brain damage. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, when I was a baby, my babysitter tried to kill me. There's honestly no really good way to say that. I have 3 major scars, 1 on my head and 2 on my stomach, and a stunted frontal lobe. I wanted to come on here and talk about how it affects me in my day-to-day. Part of our brains is in charge of all of our higher executive function, would be like the administrative agent of all other parts of your brain. So my brain can form ideas and then it can form outcomes, but can't do the in-between. Struggles to formulate the actions that can achieve the outcome. For example, why this video is so hard for me, because I have the idea of the video, the idea of what I want to say, but I can't actually put it into words in between, film it. So unfortunately, I'm not the most well-spoken person in my day-to-day life. Next up is my brain cannot assess consequences to an action. I just don't have that second filter that's like, ding, 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 maybe we shouldn't do that. Thing is, I basically have 0 working memory, which is different from your regular memory. Regular memory is in a different part of your brain. Working memory is in charge of like temporary storage, but it's also in charge of grabbing the other information from the other part of your brain when you need it. I've never have and probably will never be very good at explaining myself. I basically don't have the part of my brain that would go and grab things that I've learned from my past to use them now and explain them. I'm trying to be very vulnerable, but filming this video is incredibly frustrating because I know that I'm not explaining it the best that I could, but I physically cannot do it any better. It severely affected my attention. We all knew that. My biggest one is that I have pretty much no impulse control. I struggle with it in a traditional route, like saying and doing things I definitely should not. I have spent a lot of my life apologizing for something that I can't help. Another thing on a personal level affects me more than most frontal lobe people is delayed gratification. I cannot handle it at all. Now the part that I hate the most. The part of my brain that's stunted is completely in charge for my personality and my social behavior. It means that often I can be emotionally liable, which is a term that I hate. If you were to ask me what I notice my biggest struggle with, hands down it would be that my brain is literally not able to acknowledge or even notice social cues. Obviously I'm older now and I've learned how to navigate it a little bit more. Times that I would notice them, my brain couldn't translate them. Pretty much anything administrative I'm done for on, I can't do. The biggest example that really frustrates me is I cannot pack. Like elaborated on that, my brain cannot see how many days we're going for a trip, how many outfits I would need for that, and then actually what to pack for that, put it in a bag. I'm almost 21 and I still almost have a mental breakdown every single time I have to pack for a trip. It also causes me to feel things really intensely, and I try to work with it instead of against it. I know I have to adapt, it's never gonna go away. I think my brain damage is 100% of the reason I've always been like too much for everyone. A little bittersweet knowing that it's not just me. I didn't wake up like this, I was literally made to be like this. It sounds really stupid, but I think it's why I feel so deeply about being too much, because sometimes I do feel like I was picked to be the poster child
child of being too much for everyone. I could get other people to be fully confident in every bit of their muchness. Oh my gosh, one thing I forgot to mention, severe sensory sensitivity. Not so much to light, but noise and touch especially. If you are eating around me and you grind your teeth on your fork, I cannot eat, or I have to get up. Sometimes I sound really dramatic, but unless you want to take my brain out of my head and put it in yours, you're never gonna understand. That's why I often say if my brain were capable, because they don't like saying I can't. Sorry if this made no sense, don't blame me, blame the babysitter. Love y'all. Bye.
Good morning. It's 6:30 in the morning and I'm needing to leave for the airport right now. I know. You guys want a story time? Me too. I love an explanation. Yesterday, I was just like, why are my shorts missing? Along with a couple other things. So I made my mom go and see, knock on my brother's door. She was in the shower. Lo and behold, she opened that drawer up. She was like, Olivia. I stomped on in there. You should have seen me. I was tearing through that drawer left and right, pulling out things that you wouldn't think were there, but that were there, like my bras and underwear. Listen, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, people have abused my kindness in the past, and I've especially always let this girl get away with things. This is not the first time I've noticed a few things stolen. I've had stuff go missing for years. Mind you, they've been dating for probably like 9 years. So that's why she lives with us, is because it's not like she isn't over all the time anyways. She's just always here and sleeps here every night. So that pretty much means she lives here, I guess. So yeah, I've let her get away with things in the past of, you know, having things on her body that are mine. Like, I always see her in my nice Aritzia socks, and I have only called her out on things like maybe twice, but I notice her in my clothes all the time. So that's why I like didn't really like think of anything of it. Like, at first I was like, oh, she probably just has one pair. No, like I said. So while I was pulling stuff out of this said drawer, I was yelling, this is ridiculous. I was like, in my house, you're a guest in my home, and you're taking stuff out of my room? Stay the out of my room. And she was in the bathroom, which we have like Jack and Jill rooms, and there's a bathroom in between both of our rooms. So she was in the bathroom with the door closed, not saying shit. And then I kept going in and out of my room, like putting things back that were mine into my drawers in my room. And my mom went through the dirty clothes and was like, is this yours? Is this yours? This was when it was my Lulu sports bra, my Aloe sports bra, undergarments, and the shorts that I was looking for in the first place. My Brandy Melville little micro shorts that are striped that I wear all the time. These are clothes that I wear all the time and that have been in my room within the past week or so. Days even. So this is when I knew she was actively just going through my room. She is 21, doesn't have a job, and let's just say this is not shocking behavior from things that she has done in the past. And this is my business to air out, so sorry. Anyways, I've got a lot more story times where that comes from, so please stick around. And she's back at my house right now. She's in that room over there right now. After being told, you are not welcome here, stay out of our house, she's here again. So that is why I am taking it to this step and making it known that there is beef to squash. Well, I'm going to Buffalo, so stay tuned for some fun 4th of July content. Gotta do my Fire Maybelline lip combo. And now I am all ready. Bye.
You think you can hurt me? Well, actually, I grew up in a small town, so scratch that. I grew up in a tiny fucking town. These were rumors that went around about me in high school. Whew, we're taking it back. I just got like war flashbacks. This one has to be my favorite because it happened after I graduated. There was a rumor that I slept with the teacher, which, gross. This one is so funny to me because it was created after I graduated, and why the fuck would I do that? This next one was my senior year. I had gotten, this story is so funny. I got knocked out at a school pep rally. I wish I was joking. And a lot of people thought that I was like faking it and being over dramatic. I fucking wish I was. That was embarrassing. But that's a story for another time. This one's not necessarily a rumor, but I think it's really funny. But a lot of people thought my best friend Chloe wasn't actually good friends with me, and that like our whole friendship was like a facade. A lot of people would go up to her and like start talking shit or try to get some sort of information out of her about me. It was really weird. And then Chloe would literally be like,
fuck off. That's my best friend, what? And people still do this to this day. Like, people constantly ask her if we're friends. Literally, people will go up to her when she's fucking working and ask. So weird. There was a rumor that I got kicked off my cheer team my senior year, but that's literally not what happened. I voluntarily left because I simply choose not to surround myself with toxic people and a toxic coach. LOL. There was a rumor I cheated on my first boyfriend. That didn't happen at all. I was a part of my school's performing arts program in high school, and my senior year, our musical had to get changed, and I was really sad about it because I originally loved the first show that we were going to do, and I wasn't a big fan of the one that it got changed to. And this girl made up this whole scheme that I convinced the drama department to change the musical just so I can get a lead role, which didn't make any sense because I couldn't even do the musical at that time. Really stupid theater kid drama. Ah! So funny. Here's the look. Love you. Bye. Holy shit, my hair's fucked up.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Guys, we were in a car accident yesterday and we almost died. No, I'm just joking. It was not that bad. And I was driving her car. So that was my first car accident. I've been in 3 car accidents, but that was the first one that happened when I was driving. And it was someone else's car. I was gonna turn right, and then Ricky was like, what are you doing? And then I tried to get in the left lane, and I slammed on my gas, or I pressed the gas. The guy behind us slammed on his gas, and then I slammed my brakes, and he just smashed us from the back. Our ass got tapped. And now me, my sister, and my friend, and her, my sister, her boyfriend, and my friend, we're all going to the gym. And, yeah. So we low-key just got his number and then...
Do you remember where those went?
Left. Also, men be acting the fuck up, so I might crash my car into them. Damn, she throwing shit at me. You guys see that? But yeah, me and her have been through it. We almost got shot. Actually, last night, too. Twice. Car accident. And, yeah. And also we got lost in Sugar City. You realize we're only like
Can I use this?
2 weeks into summer, yeah.
Oh my lord.
Bro just lost aura. Bro definitely just lost aura.
Who, me?
Yeah. You know how
No, I
we're
don't.
2 weeks into summer and we're already fucking shit out.
No, that's because I'm not in a relationship at the moment, but
Yeah,
it's not gonna be all
she
summer,
dumped his
so.
ass. Yes, it is, Ricky. Even though I am back with my ex, so I can't be talking. Are we actually going to World War III? Because I'm not joking. I'm about to actually just, like, hide on the ground or something. Like, I don't fuck with that shit.
You are underground, look.
Oh, yeah, I'm in my basement. Guys, I'm going to go to the store and buy everything. And I'm going to make, like, a bunker under here. And y'all bitches are not... You guys can catch me later, actually. Period. Okay, this bitch wants to do her lashes. Are you actually doing your lashes?
I'm not sure yet.
Do them later. I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.